Right, so we're back with Bryan Danielson's AEW run. We're on match number 24, where it's him and Jon Moxley team up once again to take on Chuck Taylor and Wheeler Yuta, which is obviously a big deal if you know what happened. Obviously, at this point, Wheeler Yuta is part of the best friends along with Chuck Taylor, Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta, and Danhausen for people who know who he is now. So this is pretty good. This is the second time. Obviously, Moxley and Bryan are teamed up, and yeah, let's get into it. So, the match is basically, they come out, you know what I mean, and Moxley and Bryan basically rush Chuck Taylor and Yuta, and a lot of the eyes are on Yuta here, a lot of the eyes. And as they should be, he's a great wrestler, but like it feels like this was a true test for the guy. He's getting the shit beaten out of him for most of this match. Bryan does obviously the move where he stomps on the arm. It's one of my favourite moves. Moxley is brutal with the strikes. I love the dynamic between Bryan and Moxley. I do. I feel like they look very much like singles guys in a tag, but in a good way, for the sense of Bryan's doing his game, and then like he just tags out. There's a lot of fluency, a lot of great communication. Obviously, Regal enters with them and goes on commentary. They're ripping the shit out of Excalibur, by the way. Like, JR, he gives JR respect. He gives Shivani goes, "Masked man, I don't know who you are." It's like, what the fuck? A lot of it, yeah, like I say, Yuta gets a lot of it. He gets the shit beaten out of him. But then when Chuck Taylor comes in, I've never seen Chuck Taylor wrestle before. I feel like I have anyway, but I don't think I have off the top of my head. And I've heard a lot of things about Chuck Taylor. I heard he's one funny motherfucker. And in the match, he's pretty good. He's not really funny. Danhausen, Cassidy, and Trent don't really do much in the background of the match. Chuck does a lot. He gets the hot tag, so he's going up. He's doing kicks to Moxley and Bryan, taking them both out. Eventually, you know, they do basically catch him. He does a lot of, you know, rushes. Throughout the match, like I say, there's a lot of not like it's a very fair match. There's no like bullshit by the Blackpool Combat Club at this point. There's not. So it's great the fact of Bryan does, you know, the main thing is Bryan does the Psycho meter. I think it's the Chuck. Maybe Chuck. It's either Chuck or Yuta, obviously, and it gets dodged. I think it was Chuck. So it's just like that kind of sums up what Chuck Taylor's involvement is. There's not a lot of high flying. I love the camaraderie between Bryan and Moxley here. I think that's what really gets me. They do very much like there's a point where Bryan's got him, and he's basically Moxley's going, "Arch it, do the pin," and stuff like that. And I love like how they're both instructing each other. Like Bryan gets him in I think he gets him into cross pin, an arched pin, and he tags Moxley in, and he goes, "Kick the shit out of him." Or it might have been when so Bryan goes to kick the head in towards the end of the match to Yuta, and he tags Moxley in before. I love that. So like that was the finish, actually. So getting to that, so towards the end, Yuta gets tagged in. He gets a great hot tag, and him and Bryan start out striking each other. I love that. What was good was Chuck Taylor tries to intervene, but Moxley drags him outside and hits him with a paradigm shift, annihilating the guy, so he's out of the match at this point. And Yuta and Bryan, Yuta's getting the shit kicked out of his chest. And I'm like, because Yuta's going, come on, like half out of it going, come on. And Bryan's going, "You come on, show me it. Screaming at Yuta. Yuta's still doing it and gets like fired up a bit, and they kept getting kicked. Then Bryan does the whole thing, and then Yuta dodges it. So then eventually Bryan sets up the Psycho knee. And then obviously misses it, but then he gets basically Yuta into, I forget how he gets him into it, but he gets him into the kick in the head in, tags Moxley and begins to kick the head in. And then he lets go with the kick in the head in. Moxley comes in with a bulldog choke, fucking brutal. Yuta taps, and that's the match. The match is only like, what, not even 10 minutes. It's a great match. I really enjoyed it. This is like one of the good matches that, like, you know, encapsulates what we're doing with the Bryan Danielson run, in the sense of we're finding good TV bangers, because that's just Bryan's level, and teaming that with Moxley, I mean, Jesus, what a worker. But in general, really fun. I really enjoyed this. The good things after it is, obviously, after the match, Regal comes down to celebrate with Bryan and Moxley, and as the best friends are leaving, they're walking up the ramp, and Yuta turns, and Yuta goes, hang on a minute, he keeps looking back. And like they're basically going, "Yuta, what are you doing? Come with us." And he looks back, and then you can see it in his eyes. He's like, he wants to prove himself. This is the Yuta I miss. I miss this Yuta. Like, I love Wheeler Yuta. I think he's a phenomenal technical wrestler, and I think his character work in the Death Riders is second to none. I just think this was the guy. This was the guy, and I stand by it. He was. So he gets in the ring, and he goes up to Regal, because Regal's standing there, and Regal's looking at him. And he puts his hand out to basically offer a shake hand to see if he can join. And Regal just looks at him, and then smacks the shit out of his face. And then Yuta goes up to front him, and then Regal's like, go on, do it. And then Moxley and Bryan come up, just looking at him, laughing at him, like going, go on, do it. Then Yuta gets off, he's going like, basically, I'll be back. And Regal's basically like, you're a smart kid, go before this gets worse, go before this gets worse. And one thing I love is, it's during after that, so Regal's they've left, and Moxley and Bryan, like, Moxley's like, good kid, they're giving some approval. I like how they really teased that. You could tell that's what they were going to do from this match. And then Regal just says, like, that shit hurt my hand, and they all just start laughing. Like, you can't hear what he says because commentary and it's cuts, but it's like, he clearly said something like, that shit hurt my hand. And it's like, Jesus. And you just, like, selling it, still walking out. And that's the match. Yeah, it was a good match. The ending segments obviously teases a lot more for Yuta, which is great. But as a match, I think the main thing for me is, one, obviously, Yuta looks good here. They don't make him look like a million bucks. But obviously, there's a certain match that I'm going to talk about. It's one of my favourite matches on TV ever. What does do that for Yuta, and obviously continues this. But and obviously, Blackpool Combat Club. Bryan and Moxley's whole dynamic I like how they're both not changing a damn, they're not becoming tag wrestlers. It wasn't a fast-paced tag match, which I really enjoyed. You look at all these other tag matches like the Bucks, FTRs, there's a lot of fluency. It's what I want from the women's tag division in AEW now, and this didn't have it because they both were portrayed as singles guys, and like, I like that. I like it was very different, it was very unique. I didn't expect to enjoy this much. It was excellent. Yeah, I would have liked to. I would like to see more of this. I would. I think Yuta's obviously the guy to go with, but either way, as a match, I enjoyed it. I didn't expect to enjoy this as much as I did. I obviously expected to be intrigued by the Yuta stuff because I'm a Yuta fan. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed Chuck Taylor, and I just enjoyed the fact that they didn't try to change who Moxley and Bryan was. That was my main thing. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley tagging against Chuck Taylor and Wheeler Yuta. Obviously, this is a long story, so we'll get into it, and it's getting really good. We all love Wheeler Yuta here. Let me know your thoughts on the match. Well, let me know your thoughts on just Yuta and Chuck Taylor. Whoever, just let me know your thoughts. I love this.